Good morning, everybody. What's up? I had to go talk to Travis. How late am I? What, 30 seconds? What do you mean I've had a whole hour to wake up? You don't know what time I got up. Hey, everybody. My name is Debbie. Welcome to my channel. Wisconsin v. Rittenhouse. Rittenhouse testimony continues, little punk. Richie McGinnis, the reporter that was following Kyle when he shot Rosenbaum, was quoted as saying Kyle Rittenhouse is not a hero. He criticized both sides in the incident. He recounted that Rosenbaum was not a self-declared BLM protester, but a career criminal. Marty, I forgot. I'm sorry. I did look her up yesterday when you mentioned her. Hey, Wiggles. I messaged you last night, Marty, and you didn't message me back. Hey, Warrior. I want to play you guys something that I found kind of amazing. Now, on Messenger, on Facebook Messenger, my dad was a cop, so I guess you can say I'm pro-cop if you want to. But I do know that there are some bad cops. I will admit that I am aware, and I know that power corrupts some people, but I saw this short, and at first the cop is a little defensive, but when he realizes that this guy is not a threat, he answers his questions, and I thought this was kind of cool.
Car, what do you do for a living?
Hey, sir, is there a reason why you're filming me right now?
It's my First Amendment right. I've heard it said before that if you can make a cop laugh, you'll get out of the ticket. Is that true?
Periodically, it works.
I've also heard it said that cops are trained to decide before they get to the car whether or not they're giving a ticket.
That's not entirely true. A lot of it's based on the attitude of the driver and the severity of the offense.
Whether or not they have an FOP card?
That's right.
Is that really a get-out-of-jail-free card?
No. Most of the time, individuals don't even know who the individual was that gave them the card. Usually it's the friend of an uncle or the cousin of a distant relative that gave them the card, and they have no idea or have any relation to the law enforcement officer whatsoever.
Tail light out. Is that really about safety, or is that probable cause for something else?
90% of the time, that is probable cause when we're out hunting for drunk drivers or looking for weapons or drugs.
Aren't weapons legal?
Weapons are illegal. A lot of times we're looking for illegal weapons that are attributed to crimes and gang activity.
Is it illegal to carry more than $10,000 of cash in your vehicle?
It's not illegal to carry that much cash, but we need sometimes an explanation of why you're carrying that much cash, because it's not normal to carry that much cash with you. We are just looking to make sure that it's not tied to any kind of criminal activity.
It's normal if you're a pimp or a car dealer. Am I legally required to show identification in Ohio anytime you ask for it, or only during a traffic stop?
We have to have probable cause to ask you for your identification. We can't just randomly come up and force you to identify yourself without a legal reason to do so.
Do cops like donuts as much as the stereotype suggests?
Cops like donuts. However, I'd like to see more cops eating carrots and celery, because there's too many donuts being eaten in this profession.
What's the fastest you've gone in your cruiser?
The fastest I've gone in my cruiser was 134 miles an hour, trying to catch up to a Mercedes. He ended up being a drunk driver and blew a 2.5 BAC on the breathalyzer.
What's the best thing to do when you get pulled over to make a cop feel comfortable or to make the interaction go well?
In the daytime, we'd like you to pull over as quickly as possible once you see the red and blue lights, as long as you feel safe. We also, in the daytime, like to see both hands on the steering wheel. If you have heavy window tint, we'd like to see the windows rolled down as a courtesy to us. So when we approach the car, we can see if there's anything that's going to be jeopardizing our safety. At nighttime, we'd like to see the windows rolled down, dome lights turned on, everybody's hands in view where we can see them, so that if there's any threats, we can identify those.
Bro, this is a sweet car. What do you do for a living?
Hey, sir, is there a reason why you're filming me right now?
So I thought that was pretty cool because I didn't expect, when I started watching it, I was like, oh, this is going to go south fast. I didn't expect the cop to sit there and answer his questions. I thought that was pretty cool. So he did admit some things. I was surprised that he admitted, like, a taillight being out. It's actually not about safety. It's probable cause to pull them over and see if they're drunk or if they have drugs in the car or whatever. So I thought that was interesting. I didn't get interested in like traffic stops and body cam footage and stuff. Yeah, the donut. That was funny. When my dad was alive, I wasn't really interested in the ins and outs of traffic stops. And now that he's gone, I really wished I've got so many questions. Because he never talked about it. Like, he never talked about his job at home. Sometimes he'd get up from the dinner table and go, well, I gotta go catch me a drunk. But, like, I want to ask him, like, did you ever pull over a soft sit? And, I have all these questions and he's gone now and I can't ask him. But I saw that this morning. I'm like, okay, I got to share this because I did not expect that cop. Because first he's like, is there a reason why you're filming me? And I was like, oh, crap, this is going to go south fast. And no, he was open. He answered the guy's questions and everything. And I thought that's pretty cool. So we are Kyle is still being cross-examined. Yes. Do you need something?
Hey, I just asked you to go outside.
It's cold outside, Daddy. I did it on the kitchen floor, so it's easy to clean up. Florida dogs. Yeah. Yep. They're just doing their job. I mean, they really are. And I don't know if this is a good example or not, but there's bad stuff in every job. And yikes. Oh, but I don't know how to convert that to Fahrenheit. When I was a nurse, I didn't get to pick and choose what kind of patient I took care of. So it's like when you're a cop, you don't get to pick and choose what kind of arrest you want to make, So, like I said, I don't know if that's a good analogy or not, but my thing is, no, I didn't give them their medicine. My thing is just quit doing Celsius. I don't know Celsius. I'm American. Just a dumb American. I don't know Celsius. We need to switch like the rest of the world. I don't know why we do that. It's like they were like, yoo-hoo, we got a new country. We got to have our own separate system from every other country in the world. I don't know why our founding fathers did that. 35. What's the temperature, honey? 27 here. 27 in North Florida. And we probably won't get snow, which upsets me. Because if it's this cold, we should at least get some snow flurries. But no, I can drive 2 hours north and still be in Florida and get snow flurries. Well, wait.
The point I'm trying to
Yeah, whole thing. Well, what did they have? If we had Fahrenheit long before they had Celsius, then what did they have?
get at Mr. Rittenhouse is that wasn't like an accidental turning around and it just happens to be pointing in his direction, much like I'm just happen to, wave this around. You made an intentional decision in the middle of that incident to turn and point the gun at Mr. Rosenbaum, correct?
Do I need to do it?
And you can understand why that would make someone fearful for their life, right?
But he continued to chase me after, so no, I can't.
Oh,
It didn't work.
It didn't stop Mr. Rosenbaum
know
from
that.
chasing me.
And even after you shoot him one time and he starts falling,
Oh.
you continue to shoot 3 more times, right?
I'm something new every day.
I continued to shoot until he was no longer a threat to me.
And then after that, you run around and he's lying there, face down on the ground, correct?
Yes.
What's up, Delaney?
And you're a medic, correct?
I have first aid training, yes.
Well, you proclaimed yourself that night to be a medic, an EMT. You told everyone that, right?
Yes.
And you had your medic bag with you, correct?
Yes.
And this location is right across the street from a hospital, isn't it?
Yes.
But your first thought was,
Look at
Run
his
away.
face.
My first thought was to help him.
you didn't do anything to help him. You didn't do a single thing, did you?
The crowd started to scream, "Get him, get him, get him." And I didn't want to stay there with the crowd building and the mob advancing on me.
Were you surprised that a crowd would react that way when they just saw you shoot someone?
I don't know.
When you stood over Mr. Rosenbaum's body, did you know?
Objection argumentative.
Go ahead.
When you stood over Mr. Rosenbaum's body, did you know whether he was dead or alive?
I didn't.
Did you know whether or not it was possible at that moment to try and save him?
I wanted to help Mr. Rosenbaum. And if the crowd wouldn't have started screaming to get him, get him, get him, I would have stayed and did everything I could to help Mr. Rosenbaum. But the crowd just started to chase me and scream at me.
Let's play, can we have exhibit 14, please? At the 3 hour, 58 minute and 45 second mark.
Totally off topic, and I probably should have typed it in, but now I know the metric system from being a nurse because we measure everything in kilograms. So I know my kilograms. I can transfer pounds to kilograms and back and forth all day long. But I don't know why we don't just switch to kilograms. Because I'd rather be weighed in kilograms. It's a smaller number. But I don't know why our healthcare system uses it, but nothing else does. It doesn't make any sense. Why are you meowing at me? I know what she wants. Are you now talking for her? I know she's your best friend, but come on. You two go play.
Okay, play from
Do
here, please.
something productive.
And blindside. So the orders you hear about yelling no cameras, it was white boys. I guarantee you, man. We got a gun, baby.
Plus, after you fired your 4 shots at Mr. Rosenbaum, there were 3 more gunshots right after that, right?
Yes.
And those were coming from very close to where you were, weren't they?
Yes.
They were coming from right here on the south side of the 63rd Street car source, right alongside 63rd Street on the north side of 63rd, right?
Yes.
You didn't react at all to those gunshots, did you?
That time my audio was still going in and out partially.
But again, my question is, you didn't react at all to those, did you?
Not that I can see.
Let's continue, please.
Shot him, man. Shot him. Shot him, man. He laid him out. He laid him out, y'all. Laid him out.
No one in that crowd yells, "Get him," or anything threatening towards you until after you start running away, right?
No.
You had time in that moment to make a phone call, didn't you?
I called Dominic Black, yes.
You could have called 911, right?
Yes.
But you chose to call your best friend, right?
I called the first number on my phone.
Is that quicker than 3 digits, 911?
Okay.
I don't know.
And then you started running.
Yes.
And the first person you encounter as you're running is Jason Lakowski, correct?
Yes.
This is a person that you had barely known for 15 minutes that night, right?
Yes.
And you told him you didn't shoot anyone, correct?
No.
You heard his testimony about that, right?
Yes.
Can we please play exhibit number 12? While we're getting that ready, you talked earlier about this crowd and what they were saying, and you felt like they were coming after you. You had time to stop and have a brief little talk with Jason Lakowski, didn't you?
I stopped for a second and asked him to help me get to the police.
Even with this crowd on top of you, as you describe it, you still had time for that, didn't you?
For a second.
Why are you asking the questions twice,
Play exhibit
sir?
number 12, please.
It's getting obnoxious.
So there was like 6 shots.
Back up 10 seconds, please. Go ahead. Pause. people in the crowd that are asking you why you just shot someone, right?
Yes.
And you told them he had a gun.
At the time, I was a little dazed, and I was thinking of Mr. Zeminski with the pistol he had at the Duramax.
So you shot Mr. Rosenbaum because Joshua Zeminski had a pistol?
No.
You don't get to shoot someone else. You don't get to shoot
Finger.
someone else because someone else has a
No.
gun, right?
No.
But you told the crowd he had a gun, didn't you?
That's what I said.
And that wasn't true. Mr. Rosenbaum never had a gun, right?
He didn't have a gun.
Now, can we please play exhibit number 3 at the 1 hour, 17 minute, and 10 second mark?
What?
One moment, please.
What, is it time for second breakfast? That's all you got left. You don't want to save it for lunch? No?
This is an excerpt from the Gage Gross Courts Facebook live stream that night.
Hey, what are you doing? You shot somebody?
Okay, man.
Who shot?
Pause. You told Mr. Grosskreutz you were going to the police, right?
Yes.
And then you said, I didn't shoot anyone, right?
I can't really make out what the last part of the words were saying.
Do you remember what you said?
I remember saying, I think I said I had to.
Let's play that back 10 seconds and play it again, please.
Hey, what are you doing? You shot somebody? Who shot? Who shot?
Pause. Pause. Aren't your exact words, I'm going to the police, I did not shoot anyone?
That's what I remember from that night, but watching that, it sounds like I said I didn't.
That, again, was not true. You just had shot someone, correct?
I did.
Why didn't you tell the
And that was
truth?
Bell.
I was being chased by a mob, and I don't really remember that interaction very well.
Let's play exhibit 5, please. This is the BG on the scene video. Go ahead. Pause. Now, we've heard a lot of testimony about this person who comes up behind you with something and hits you in the head. We've heard about Anthony Huber's first approach to you with his skateboard, correct?
Yes.
You testified that after a few more feet, you felt lightheaded and you stumbled. That's what you told when your attorney was asking you questions, correct?
Yes.
No one knocked you to the ground. You lost your own balance, correct?
I was hit to the point to where I stumbled.
You said in response to your attorney's questions that you stumbled because you were lightheaded. Do you remember telling us that?
From getting hit, yes.
You were lightheaded because you had been running and you were being chased. That was why you were lightheaded, right?
That and being hit, yes.
Let's continue. Pause. There is an individual who comes at you and jumps towards you and attempts to kick you, correct?
He does kick me, yes.
And you fire 2 shots directly at him with your AR-15, correct?
Yes.
You intended to hit him with those bullets, correct?
I intended for him. Yes.
At that close range, it's a miracle that you missed, right?
I don't know.
You intended to kill him with those shots, didn't you?
No.
Did you even care whether or not those 2 rounds were going to kill him?
I didn't want to have to kill anybody that night.
In this moment, you're making a deliberate decision to pull the trigger twice, correct?
Yes.
That wasn't an accident. That was your conscious decision, wasn't it?
Yes.
And you're firing an AR-15 at close range to this individual, correct?
Yes.
And you knew full well that if you hit him with one or both of those bullets, it could kill him, right?
There's that possibility.
If you hit him with one of those, wouldn't you agree it's a pretty strong likelihood you're going to kill him?
I don't know.
Did that even factor into your mind at that point? Did you even care whether you were going to kill him or not?
I didn't want to have to kill anybody. I was being attacked. That's why I shot him. Shot at him.
You shot at him with the intent of hitting him and killing him, correct?
I didn't want to kill anybody.
Then why are you shooting at someone with an AR-15 at close range if you don't want to kill him?
Because he's attacking me and he's stomping my face in, jumping and kicking my face in.
That you didn't see any weapons on that person, did you?
No.
You didn't see a gun.
No.
You didn't see a knife.
No.
You didn't see a bat or a club.
No.
You didn't see a chain.
No.
All he uses is 1 foot, correct?
Yes.
Let's continue the video. Pause. You've just shot a round into Anthony Huber's chest, right?
Yes.
Now, up until this moment, and probably for the rest of that evening, you didn't know the name Anthony Huber, did you?
I did not.
Up until this moment in this evening, you had never had any interaction with him, took any notice of him, fair to say?
Yes.
Okay. And when you shoot him, he's got his skateboard in his hand?
Yes.
You didn't see any gun in his hand, correct?
No.
You didn't see a knife?
No.
You didn't see a bat?
No.
You didn't see a club?
No.
All he's got is the skateboard, right?
That he's hit me in the head with twice, yes.
Okay. And you intended to pull the trigger at that moment with your AR-15, correct?
Yes.
That wasn't an accident.
No.
That was your deliberate decision, correct?
Yes.
And you knew that the way that gun was positioned, you were going to fire that bullet right into his chest, right?
He was attacking me, so I pulled the trigger.
And you knew that when you pulled that trigger, that bullet was going to go right into his chest, didn't you?
I can't say, I don't know where the bullet would have went exactly.
The end of that gun was pointed directly at his chest when you pulled the trigger, correct?
Yes.
And you knew that, correct?
Yes.
And you still pulled the trigger, didn't you?
Yes.
Because you intended to kill Anthony Huber at that moment, didn't you?
No.
What did you think was going to happen then? You got a gun that's aimed directly at his chest. You pull the trigger. What did you think was going to happen?
If I didn't pull the trigger, I thought Mr. Huber was going to kill me.
Maybe I misphrased my question. Let me try again. When you pull the trigger of the AR-15 and it is directly against Anthony Huber's chest, what did you think was going to happen to Anthony Huber?
That he would no longer be a threat to my safety.
Because he'd be dead, right?
Because he wouldn't be a threat to me. I don't know if he'd be dead or not.
Did you even care at that moment whether or not Anthony Huber lived and died?
Yes.
Your only concern in that moment was your own safety, correct?
Yes.
The next shooting is of Gage Grosskreutz. We have stopped the video at a moment here when he is crouched in front of you with his hands in the air, correct?
Yes.
Your gun is pointed at him, isn't it?
It's pointed downward towards his feet.
It's pointed at his body, some part of his body, correct?
Yes.
And he's no threat to you at this moment, is he?
Objection, Your Honor. He's standing in front of him with a gun.
That's an argument you can make. I'm asking a question of the witness.
Yes.
He's no threat to you at this moment, is he?
He is a threat. He has a gun in his hand.
You saw that gun.
Yes.
So at the moment, throughout all of these moments of your interaction with Mr. Grosskreutz, you were aware of the fact that he had that gun in his hand, correct?
Not until that moment.
I'm talking about from this moment on, correct?
Yes.
And of course, that's a handgun, right?
Yes.
And you have an AR-15, correct?
Yes.
And at this particular moment, he's not pointing his gun at you, is he?
Not at that moment.
But you've got your gun pointed at him, correct?
Looking at the video, I think I'm lowering my weapon. I think it's just a still shot of where you have it to where that, but I believe in the whole video I'm lowering it, and then he points his gun at me.
Can you help me understand, Mr. Rittenhouse, why Gage Grosskreutz, with a pistol in his hand, is a threat to kill you, but you, with an AR-15 pointed at him, is not a threat to kill him at this moment? Can you help me understand that?
I've been attacked by several people, and he decided to come and point a gun at my head. Well, first,
He hasn't done that yet, has he?
No.
So again, I ask you, in this moment, you told us Gage Grosskreutz is a threat to you right now.
Yes.
He's got a pistol not aimed at you. You've got an AR-15 aimed at him. Why is he more of a threat to you than you are to him?
Because he was moving at me with a gun in his hand.
This is right after you've killed Anthony Huber, correct?
Yes.
Right after you fired 2 shots at almost point blank range at the man running towards the camera right now and missing him, correct?
Yes.
And you're telling us Gage Grosskreutz is the real threat at this moment?
Yes.
Can we please pull up exhibit number 80, beginning at frame 468? This is an exhibit which consists of, what's the number, 732?
So a guy
759
hit him with
frames
a
from the
skateboard.
BG on the go video that
He
we just
fell
watched.
down
This
in the
was prepared by
street,
James Armstrong of the
and then
State
another
Timeline.
guy kicked him
I'm not
in the
going to show all
face.
729, but I'd like to start at frame
He
468.
didn't have a right to defend
and we're going to go
himself.
frame by frame from there until frame 500. Mr. Stute, could you please slowly advance frame by frame until I tell you to stop? Mr. Rittenhouse, this is immediately after Gage Grosskreutz has stopped in front of you and you are doing something with your firearm at that moment. Do you recall that?
Yes.
You were asked some questions about what you were doing at that moment. Is it fair to say that you turn your firearm over and you're looking at it, you're examining it?
Yes.
But your testimony is you didn't do anything to actually manipulate it at that moment. Is that
Correct.
fair to say?
Correct.
Okay. Please continue.
Yeah, that's not illegal, Wiggles. It's poor character, but not illegal.
Frame 500 shows you firing your AR-15 towards Gage Grosskreutz. At this particular moment, he does not have that pistol pointed towards you, does he?
He does.
His left leg has stepped across.
His left leg?
Not directly towards you, but to the side of you, correct?
Yes.
He's reaching in with his left arm towards you, correct?
Yes.
He never steps back and puts the gun in both hands in a ready aim position towards you, does he?
He doesn't do that.
He never takes that gun with his right hand and stands there and holds it out with his right hand in front of him and aims it directly at you, does he?
No, he does this, pointing it directly at my head.
And you thought that's the way he was going to shoot you?
Yeah.
You thought he ran up close to you to shoot you?
Yes.
You understand that he could have taken that gun if he wanted to and shot you from 10, 15, 20 feet away, right?
Can you sorry, I'm trying to understand the question.
You understand that a pistol like that doesn't need to be right up close to someone to shoot, right?
Yes.
It can shoot from 10, 15, 20 feet away, right?
Yes.
Mr. Grosskreutz could have stopped 10, 15, 20 feet away if he wanted to shoot you and fired his pistol at you, couldn't he?
He could have, but he didn't.
And your testimony is that you believed he ran up close to you and reached in with his left hand with his gun in his right hand because that was his way of using this gun to shoot you?
Yes.
Did you think he was reaching in to grab your gun?
No.
You didn't think he was going to take your gun away, did you?
I thought he was going to shoot me.
With his pistol?
Yes.
Which he never actually does. Correct?
Correct.
He never fires that gun at you at all.
No.
In fact, in this entire sequence of events, no one ever fired a gun at you, did they?
Mr. Zeminski fired a gun from behind me.
Did Mr. Zeminski fire that gun at you?
I believe so.
What do you base that on? Did you see it?
The video.
Did you see it?
No.
You're talking about back when the incident with Mr. Rosenbaum happens, correct?
Yes.
That happened while you and Mr. Rosenbaum are running across the car source lot, correct?
Yes.
At that moment in time, you didn't see Joshua Zeminski fire a shot, did you?
No.
You heard a gunshot, right?
Yes.
But you had no idea who fired it.
I believed it was Mr. Zeminski.
So that gunshot did not at all factor into your decision to kill Joseph Rosenbaum, did it?
No, Mr. Rosenbaum trying to steal my gun did.
So you didn't think that was a gunshot from Joseph Rosenbaum?
No.
You knew he didn't have a gun?
Oh, I see what your question is now. Okay. You didn't think that the shot, which had been fired supposedly by Mr. Zeminski, had been fired by Mr. Rosenbaum.
Exactly.
Okay.
So you heard a gunshot. You now know that was Joshua Zeminski based on watching the videos, right?
Yes.
But at the time, you didn't think that was Joseph Rosenbaum firing that shot, did you?
No.
You knew Joseph Rosenbaum didn't have a gun, right?
Yes.
And you certainly would agree with me that you don't have the right to kill Joseph Rosenbaum for something Joshua Zeminski does, correct?
Yes.
When you heard that gunshot, you didn't know whether it was fired at you or up in the air or at Rosenbaum or anyone else, did you?
I heard it from behind me, but I didn't.
You didn't know where it was aimed,
Correct.
correct? You didn't feel it hit you, correct?
Correct.
You didn't hear it ricochet anywhere near you, correct?
Correct.
You received no indication that that gunshot was going to put your life in danger, correct?
I don't know.
There were gunshots going off all night long, weren't there?
Sorta.
Firecrackers,
Fireworks.
gunshots.
Yeah.
Hard to tell the difference.
Yeah.
Right after you kill Rosenbaum, there's 3 shots right after that, aren't there?
Yes.
Hey,
From
Carla.
very close to where you were.
Yes.
Yet you don't turn and shoot anybody there after you hear those, did you?
No.
So, getting back to my original question, in this entire sequence of events, no one ever fired a shot at you, did they?
No.
After you kill Anthony Huber, shoot Gage Grosskreutz, and attempt to
Yes, I do. I think he's a danger to society. I think he should have been found guilty of reckless endangerment. I think, wasn't that one of the charges? Judy, was that one of the charges? Reckless endangerment? He should have been charged with should have been found guilty of reckless endangerment. Should have been charged for the illegal gun and breaking curfew. He was charged, but those 2 charges got dropped. Was the reckless endangerment dropped? If they had stuck with those 3 charges, I think they could have got a conviction. But they charged him with first degree Okay, was that dropped or was he found not guilty of that? Because to me, he is absolutely guilty of that. Because yeah, they were on top of him in the street and he feared for his life, but I don't think he aimed. I think he just was like, I got a gun and I'm going to shoot to get these people off of me. And he could have shot anybody that was just standing around doing nothing. That's reckless endangerment. And that's what he did. And that's what he should have been charged with. And I don't know what the penalty is. I don't know if it's jail time or probation or community service or what, but he should have got charged with something because he did break the law. But he did act in self-defense. It's one of those catch-22s. If he hadn't been there with a gun, it wouldn't have happened. But he was there with a gun and he was defending himself. It's just, it is what it is and you can't change it. Like, I started to say, I'm sure if he had to do it over again, he wouldn't take the gun, but I don't know if that's even true because now he wants to go up to Minnesota and get involved in all that crap. So, yeah, I think that he could absolutely end up in this same situation again. I don't think he's learned his lesson at all in any way, shape, or form. He scares me.
fire those 2 shots at the person who jumped at you. You got up and you walked away, didn't you?
Yes.
And you're about, what, a block away from the police line?
Yes.
And you know that police line's there because you're running towards it.
Yes.
And there's really nothing in the road between you and that police line, is there? After the shooting? Everybody
No.
scatters?
No, nothing in the road.
So you have a clear line of sight from where you did those shootings to those law enforcement vehicles, correct?
Yes.
And you still have your AR-15,
Yes.
and the crowd is pretty much run after they hear the shots, right?
Yes.
You still have your medic bag,
Yes.
correct?
Yes.
You never once offer to help anybody that you just shot.
That's
Correct?
a point,
I
Marty.
don't.
Correct? You don't?
Correct.
Anthony Huber
Nancy.
is lying there over on the ground after you shot him once in the chest, correct?
Yes.
You didn't know at that point whether he was alive or dead, did you?
I didn't.
You never went over to check, did you?
No.
You didn't know whether it was possible to save his life at that moment or not, did you?
I didn't.
And you didn't even care. You just kept on walking. Correct?
I kept walking to get to the police line.
Gage Grosskreutz,
Ran like a
right after
scared
you
little
shoot
boy.
him in the arm, is yelling, "I need a medic." Did you hear that?
Yes.
That's in the videos, isn't it?
Yes.
You don't do anything to help him, do you?
No.
'Cause
You
he's not
just
a medic.
decide to get out of there as fast as you can. Correct?
Yes.
So he was charged with reckless endangerment and found not guilty. That why, Nancy? Don't do that.
If you had seen
Why?
someone running up the street with a
I
gun,
don't want you to leave.
and the
Why are you
crowd was
gonna
saying
leave?
that that person just shot someone, like they were saying about you, you would have taken action to stop them yourself, wouldn't you?
No, I wouldn't have.
You're running around putting out fires, aren't you?
Yes.
A shooting's far more serious than a fire, isn't it?
Yes.
You took it upon yourself to do the things that the police and the fire departments weren't doing that night, correct?
I helped put out fires, but I wouldn't say that.
You went around offering medical service because you didn't think there were EMTs or EMS that would be able to come in there, correct?
Yes.
So you took it upon yourself to do the things that you didn't think the police or fire could do, correct?
I wouldn't say I took it upon myself, but I was helping people with first aid and putting out fires at businesses.
So if you saw someone running with a gun and everybody said, that guy just shot someone, you would have taken your AR-15 and tried to stop him, wouldn't you?
Relevance of this, Mr. Mayor?
It goes to the crowd's reaction to him, Your Honor. I think you would have reacted the same way.
Nancy, you don't have to retire from YouTube because of that.
The crowd is important in terms of it's a factor that bears on the
Congratulations, but you
counts
don't have to retire
as to
from him.
what the surroundings were. Otherwise, the crowd is unimportant, and what he might have done vis-a-vis the crowd is, I don't see where we're going.
Understood. When you got back to that police line and what'd you say? They pepper sprayed you?
I believe so, but I don't remember it.
They told you to get out of the road
Yes.
because they were going in there
Yes.
to do what you hadn't done, which is to try and help the people that you just shot, right?
Yes.
And then you went back after that to the 59th Street car source, didn't you?
Yes.
And you told them that you just shot someone.
Yes.
Someone, meaning an individual person, correct?
I wasn't meaning individual. I was saying I just shot someone.
You were told by Nick Smith that the police were coming to your location, to the 59th Street car source, right?
I don't recall that.
And yet you decided to flee, didn't you?
No.
You didn't stick around for the police, did you?
I went to go turn myself into the Antioch Police Department
A couple of hours later.
an hour.
Actually, it wasn't a couple hours. He knows what time it was.
I'm asking the witness if the witness can answer.
Go ahead, you can answer, sir.
It was a couple of hours later, wasn't it?
No.
And in between leaving that location in downtown Kenosha and getting to Antioch, you were looking at social media, weren't you?
No, I wasn't. My phone was dead.
You had heard from other people that your name was out there, right?
Later on in the evening, I believe I heard something, but no.
You knew that your picture was out there, right?
No.
You're telling me, as you sit here under oath, that after those shootings, between then And the time you turned yourself into the Antioch Police Department, you had no idea that there was social media out there with your picture and your name as the shooter.
I'm trying to recall, but
You will be missed, Nancy.
I
Been
can't.
with
I'm,
me
I'm
since
trying
the
to remember.
beginning.
I'm sorry, I don't remember.
Leaving me for a man. It's not fair.
I have no further questions.
We have nothing on that, Your Honor.
You may step down, sir.
Your Honor, I have a witness. But before that, call that witness, I need to use the men's room.
About a 5 to 10 minute break. Please don't talk about the case during the break. You may either use the jury room or you may remain down here in the library. How long will this take? Shame on me, it's 20 to 5.
It's been a long day too. I don't know if you knew
Yeah,
that.
but he's come here from Oregon and you want to get him in.
Well, no, you're available tomorrow, first thing.
Okay. I don't want to start without.
I mean, if I thought you could get your direct in 20 minutes,
Absolutely not.
then why don't we wait till tomorrow? Well, I shouldn't say that. Tell me what is expected course of the case after that, because maybe I would let you if it.
Nice. I hope this one is like the last one, Nancy. Be careful.
With this witness, 3.
3.
Okay, Deb.
Raise your right hand.
Your Honor, that's what we have under subpoena. Well, Mr. Black isn't under subpoena. We have Drew Hernandez and Bray to clear up the racking the spent shell casings and what evidence was recovered from each
I don't want to.
I'm just-
I thought Officer Van Lee testified to emptying the gun one at the hospital.
At the crime scene,
Yeah.
number 2, event
Right.
number 2, state is saying that my client, Paige
I know what's
Grosswitz,
been
re-racked
said.
the gun. If there was
Yeah,
a
I understand that. And I thought that Officer Van Lee said that there was a full except for 8 shots, 8 bullets.
But there was no, the word I'm looking for, live round found at event number 2. So if there was a re-racking of that bolt, there would have been a live round. And
I counted and I came up with a full load, even without any bullet being found.
and maybe I'm just, and additionally, that Mr. Grosswitz said he didn't know whether or not his gun had one in the chamber. Bukowski testified to it, and in fact, there is a live round right on the ground.
Oh, this is what your third. Okay, well, let's deal with the realities of it. Unless you gentlemen are prepared to tell me that you're going to send me your proposed instructions on within by 4, like 7 or 8 o'clock tonight. And unless you're going to tell me that you're going to argue for less than an hour and a half each, then we're going to end up either working Saturday or working on Monday. So let's take a vote here, because the jury did clear Tuesday. And of course, I think I read once that Abraham Lincoln, when he took a vote on the Emancipation Proclamation, all the votes were no. And then he said, but the deciding vote is aye. And so I'm going to take a vote about what you folks want to do, but that doesn't mean it's going to come out the way you want. So Who wants to work Saturday?
What's the point of voting then?
Who wants to come back on Monday? Okay, so it's 1 to they don't care to.
Oh, they're still going to
I'm
be
gonna vote
working
with you
on
on
Saturday.
So, okay, so I know. Is it okay if I tell the jury we are hopeful that we will conclude the case on Monday? I understand that. Is there going to be extensive rebuttal?
I don't think it's going to be extensive, but
Yeah.
we do reserve the right to call.
Sure, I understood. Well, maybe I'll tell them I expect that we'll finish in the time which was given to us, which was included Tuesday. And we'll see what happens. All right. Anything else before I call the jury down? Oh, and then I'm going to dismiss them for the day. And we'll start in the morning with Dr. Black. Anything else?
Do you want the instructions by 7? Is that what you would?
Yeah, that'd be cool.
So email.
But are you telling me that would be?
I'm telling you that I'll do whatever you want.
If you want by 8.
We're talking just about the count 6, right?
Yeah. Well, you know what? I'll send you my preliminary. No, I won't do that. I'll send you my preliminary tonight, as long as we're not going to argument until next week. I'm not even going to promise that. Let's just cool. All right. Let's call the jury down, dismiss them for the day. You don't have to send me anything tonight, and I won't send you anything. Oh. I have just discussed the matter with the lawyers, and I'm very confident that we will finish by Tuesday, as I asked you about a couple weeks ago. And there's a bare chance, I don't want to get your hopes up, but there's a chance we could finish on Monday. And that's the best of my information, and it isn't a promise, but I think that's very realistic. So in the meantime, please don't read, watch, or listen to any account of the trial, or discuss the case with anyone, including members of your immediate household. And any questions? See you tomorrow.
I have to go upstairs, Judge.
Yeah, would you go upstairs, please? And Mrs. Mataska Muntink or her designee will talk to you.
And his testimony will involve a computer program and demonstrative evidence with all videos that have already been entered into evidence, and how he establishes the times that he'll testify to. And what I'm asking the court to allow is to have him testify at this witness stand to my left, so that he can be hooked into the cord and manipulate his computer.
Any objection to that?
No.
Okay.
And then there's the Armstrong report. There's been new photographs, and there's already been testimony about some old I shouldn't say photographs, enhancements of video evidence would be the correct statement. It's my understanding that Mr. Armstrong testified that the video program he uses is Amped, and Amped has an internal printout of everything that the operator does on it. So if I do X, X is documented, you push the button, it says he did X. My understanding is that there should be a report for that, and then the new photographs today. And our question comes into on testimony, on cross-examination, when he was testifying to what he did to the video, there's a definite discrepancy between the aspect ratios and the amount of pixels. So I'm asking for that report. And then the new photographs, which the state intends to introduce in the rebuttal case, I would like the report from Amped for that, so that we can check that. I spoke to Mr. Binger. He said he would try to do that. I don't know if he can or he can't.
Are you saying the program is named Amped?
Yeah.
He needs a microphone though.
Yeah.
My understanding from Senior Examiner Armstrong's testimony is that he used a program known as AMPED, A-M-P-E-D, the number 5. If he did use that program, AMPED 5, which is a gold standard of forensic analysis, AMPED 5 does produce a report of all manipulations or actions taken upon the start to the finish. That's the report I think we're talking about right now.
Okay.
There should be 2 of them.
I didn't hear the last thing you said.
There should be at least 2 of them, one for each change.
Anything else?
Well, we don't have to. I don't believe we have an obligation to provide that. This is a very late request. This will probably push rebuttal into tomorrow because he's gonna have to go. If these reports exist, that I am not saying that they do. He'd have to go back. He's on his way here now. He'd have to go back to the crime lab and get them. So,
can you reach him? And
I mean, I can certainly try.
why would you do that? I'm not going to worry about anything till it happens. Well, let's see what can be done on that. And then, were you done on that?
Yes.
Then I did get Mr. Binger's transmission of last night, which unfortunately was not.
Silence your phone, Judge.
Was there, other than the initial minute or two, was there actual video or was it black screen?
There was. It's like a 20-some minute compilation video with the defendant's voice.
Well, let me try it. Let me try opening it here, because at home it was there. I was able to hear the audio,
That
but
would be awesome.
the video was all black. So I don't know what the significance of that is until I look at it. Hopefully,
That would be amazing.
And I guess that's it. All right. Anything else?
I'm about to, I guess, forward an email that we just received a phone call from someone who supposedly spoke to a juror, spoke to someone who spoke to a juror. I don't think it's anything, but just for the. Just
That's pretty. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
I'm sorry. Just to be transparent, when we get these communications, we are giving them to the court.
Excellent, and appreciate it. And we've gotten inundated, as you would expect with the case with this degree of publicity, and all kinds of wild things are said. And as long as you folks are aware of them and can deal with it, or ask me to deal with it to the extent that I'm able, we'll do it. I would hate to be someone who got caught doing some of this stuff. All right. Anything else?
I'm just going to call Mr. Armstrong. I just want to verify.
Yeah, go ahead.
So you want for the.
Yeah, Michelle, Nancy is leaving us for a man. How do you like that?
Give me that witness.
Bless you.
I'm not mad at you, Nancy. I'm just worried about you. What is going on? And especially because she found out her last boyfriend was married. So, yeah, I'm worried about her. I don't want no scrubs. I don't remember the rest of the words. But yeah, you don't want no scrubs, Nancy. Why is it taking so long? The jury decided they didn't want to come back. Oh, do we have technical issues? Must have technical issues. I don't want no scrubs. Scrub is a guy nobody. I don't remember the words. Now I gotta learn the words to that song. What was that? TLC sang that song? Good Gravy Marie. Oh, went too far. Or maybe not. Come on, people.
Okay. I guess that's the plan, so.
Judge, can we play Jeopardy while we wait? Does he have a Mickey thing? Oh, look. He's got a Mickey in his pen holder right there. See it?
evidence that would have been the.
How long is that document?
Okay, and I think we give a round of applause to the people who've served our country.
That's a great idea, Nichelle.
Call Dr.
Great
Black
idea.
to the witness stand.
Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear the testimony about the witness matter with the truth, the whole truth, and the truth so help you God?
I do.
You may be seated.
Doctor, I'm going to hand you a series of documents and then ask you to testify and authenticate to them, please. First document I'd like you to look at is Defense Exhibit 140.
Yes, sir.
And what is that?
This is the curriculum vitae of me, Annex A, that was tendered with my expert report.
And how long is that document?
43 pages, sir.
And does that include your life and professional experiences?
It includes the highlights of them, but yes, sir.
And what I want to get into is a little bit of your background as it applies to this case. Have you ever worked in a law enforcement capacity?
Yes, sir, I have.
How long?
Approximately 23 years.
Are you sure you've met him in person, Nancy? That kind of looks like Simon Cowell. Oh, wow. Oh, you will fit in great here. We have several people that have similar crappy exes in this chat.
Where?
Washington County, Oregon.
Is there a city around there that we?
It's the first county to the sort of, if you're looking at it, between the coast and Portland.
Okay. And what were your duties in that department?
My duties range from a lot of stuff. I started as a patrol officer. It'd be actually a deputy. From there, I was a corporal. I became a sergeant, again, in patrol or operations, what you commonly think about as patrolling. I was also a training sergeant. I then became a lieutenant, and there's 4 divisions in there: corrections, patrol, investigations, and support, sort of you think the way it operates. And then I was a lieutenant and in some cases acting commander, which is the person that oversees all the operations within those individual divisions. Additionally, I oversaw professional standards, which is the unit that oversees if things are done right, if things can become better, to include internal affairs. And then I was also the person that oversaw and designed the use of force program within that agency.
At any time in the employment in law enforcement, did you have an opportunity to work with videographic evidence?
Oh, absolutely. As a deputy coming up, we would commonly use video type of evidence in our investigations. I mean, think about robberies or anything else, you have ATM video or similar type of things. When I oversaw such things in the jails are commonly monitored with cameras. And if there was allegations of complaints, and for a period of time as the jail operations lieutenant, I oversaw every allegation of a complaint. We would review evidence to include the video evidence that would have been the time frame for that. As I oversaw the detective division, detectives, which oversaw sex crimes, homicides, car task force, fraud, you name it, it was underneath the detective division. Again, video evidence is pervasive. It's used throughout. And then we would have to make sure that the examination of such video evidence would withstand challenge in court. And more importantly, that we were doing it correctly. So I would commonly be, as the head of the unit on the big cases, make sure that sort of a quality control, I guess would be the best way to put it.
And in your military experience, did you have any occasion to work with videographic evidence?
Yes, sir. In the military, what the branch I was in, the service, the Army, my entire time was in
Well, you
special
can just change
operations.
your name to
And
Jillerman. We'll just start
because
calling
of
him
that, I have
Jillerman.
several what they call
No
military
typo. Jillerman
occupational
is our new name.
specialties, or MOSs. One of the MOSs I have, I think the last count was about 7 of them. One of them is specifically about intelligence, just like you think about intelligence to gather information. As part of being an intelligence qualified officer or non-commissioned officer, is we would routinely
Judge, that's
look
notifications
at
on his
surveillance
phone.
video. We would use surveillance video to plan operations. We would covertly make sure video is happening, drone video. We use video in our how we operated. Body worn cameras were with the military long before they were with police. And we would have to make sense of this video, or when it came in from another thing, you have intelligence units. There was an entire portion of that unit designed to focus on what's called image.
Marty, are you the
or
grammar
imagery
police
intelligence.
now?
I am INT, man of court reporter. And then, so because of that, we routinely both used it, operated with it, similar type of things.
And in the intelligence capacity, did you analyze, enhance, and do things to video?
When required.
Okay. When it was
when required.
And in the course of your profession, let me back up a second. I apologize. What was the highest rank you achieved in the military?
I retired from the military after 30 years with the rank of sergeant major, which, to put it lateral to other services, is an E9 or enlisted rank 9, which is, you have a command sergeant major, which I did as a, we'll call it a temporary duties, but I remained primarily an operations sergeant major, which is the highest non-commissioned rank in the military.
Now, in this case, I engaged you
I don't know why
for
that
several tasks, but one of those was video analysis, correct?
Video analysis is in support of understanding the event. Yes.
Okay. And are you certified in the operation of any video programs that you used in this case?
Yes. I used a video program known as Input ACE, version 2.6.3. Input ACE is a program specifically designed to allow people without a lot of high-level skill, like high computer forensics or anything else, to examine video in such a way that when you examine it, you're not doing things to it, like altering it or anything else. That when you're looking at it, you can have some trust in what you do with it, that you're looking at the best that it can be with what it can provide. And within Input ACE, I'm certified at what they call both the operator level, and I'm also certified at the examiner level.
And what's the difference between an operator level and an examiner level?
So
Marty,
an operator
don't
level
you
would,
dare say
import
anything about my
videos,
singing.
allow them to basically transfer with codecs or anything else. You could play them, maybe cut a couple pieces out, do these type of things. At an examiner level, you're actually doing, we'll call it manipulation. In other words, you're scaling it, you're looking at things,
I
and so
see
you have to
the
have an
ellipses
understanding
after, you know
about
what they're
how
called?
that
After
happens. So,
singer.
for example, there's certain ways, and I think you heard earlier in the testimony of Senior Examiner Armstrong, he used the word interpolation. So with interpolation, there's certain ways things get interpolated. Not really a word, but it will work for now. And so the thing is, if I don't understand those things, I can't have trust within what I'm working with to better understand the totality of the event and what I'm looking at.
Now, when you look at videographic evidence, is frames per second something that's important?
It's one of the things, yes, sir.
Tell the jury what frames per second means.
Yeah, I mean, it's frames per second. So when you look down on your phone and it's recording a video or something else like that, you might see something that it's 30 FPS, the shorthand for frames per second. What that's telling you is imagine if you were to take 30 still shots and just keep taking them at approximately 0.033 seconds, 30 frames per second. Just take 1 second divided by 30. It would take 30 of those pictures in a continuous stream to make the 1 second that you're looking at, 30 frames per second. 60 frames per second. 60 frames just means that rather than having 30 still shots, you got 60 still shots. It's still 1 second, still the same resolution, potentially, depending if you haven't changed anything else. You're just getting more just micro snapshots with each point in time.
Do all videos run at the same frame per second amount?
Oh, no, absolutely not. And for example, in the examiner certifications, one of the things you're looking for just to get a feel is you look at things like frames per second and resolution and the codecs that it's using and these type of things. For example, 30 frames per second is common, but also 24 frames per second is common for high definition video because it's a more universal type of things. Or I want to say 23.95 something or 6 something is used for what they call NTSC. N, November, Tango, Sierra, Charlie, which is more of a European format like PAL. So the fact is, the short answer is the frame rates will vary depending on who's using what kind of camera or equipment or what they're trying to do.
Now, resolution is also a part of the analysis?
Resolution is part of understanding the video, yes.
And what is, how do you define resolution?
Yeah, it's defined a couple of different ways, but it really is talking about the same thing. And I think you heard it. Is it all right to refer to my notes?
Yeah.
May I refer to my notes?
Sure.
So, for example, in earlier testimony by Senior Examiner Armstrong, the idea of what they were looking at when they were talking about one of the exhibits is 1920 by 844. So the question is, what does that mean? It means 1920 pixels across and 844 pixels high. So if you were to take each one of those things, and basically a pixel is the smallest element within that picture of a single color. It's just like a Lego block. That's all it is. So 1920 across, 844 high. Well, if I spread that out, and I think you guys, I apologize, but I'm just to the jury, imagine taking your phone and you spread it out, you get those sort of sharp edges where it looks like you had to get a bunch of squares together. You're looking at the edges of where the pixels are. When those things
I like
begin to
ham
get
and
smoothed
cream
out,
cheese.
a lot of times what that is, and the software does amazing stuff, is that software smoothing it out or what's called interpolating it, enhancing it, clarifying it. There's other verbs given to it. But so resolution is actually very critical.
Now, when one tries to look at different videos, but syncing them up, what role does sound play?
Yeah, so one of the things that's kind of unique with when you have it like an MP4 file, a very common type of file in a video format, there's a soundtrack to it. Well, when I try to store video, most programs, we want to sort of compress it up because it takes a lot of space. So what a lot of programs do is they'll take a look at it and say, hey, you know what? Those 30 frames per second, 3 or 4 of them are just really exactly the same. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of those frames. So it's going to save me some space when it's stored, right? But the audio track, which is completely separate, is not compressed. It's true against time. So what I do, and to understand and do the analysis, is I try to get as many different things, an audio track, take a look at the reports on what people perceive, take a look at the different videos, because remember, videos come from different perspectives. Sometimes we have them dead on, another person was to the left. And then what you do is you sort of put this all together to index it so you can get the best possible approximation of things like time and these type of things.
And is sound used to help sync up the video?
Yes, sir.
And when you use sound, do you use a computer program to analyze that?
I do.
What is that?
It's actually Wavemaster Pro by NCH.
Okay. And when sound is analyzed, it puts together what would commonly be like a picture graph that's, excuse me, referred to as a waveform.
Yes.
And a waveform then allows you to see where the sound is for an event that's in the video, correct?
Well, it allows me to, so a waveform, if you ever seen them, is those things that sort of have the big spikes in them and this type of stuff. A gunshot, for example. A gunshot has a loud percussive noise. I listen to the thing as it's playing. I see a big spike within the waveform. I can now mark that spike and say, that's the beginning of the gunshot. I listen some more. I watch the waveform shift. There's another spike. So what it allows me to do is it allows me to see a visual representation of sound. And now I don't have to be sort of hitting the space bar or using a stopwatch to hope I'm at or around the sound. I can actually mark that sound within it. It's the same if I look at it for 2 minutes or 20 minutes. The sound still occurs in the same place.
And you're using the frames per second, which is known, to determine the distance between shot one and shot two, so to speak.
Actually, what I'm doing is within the sound software, I know that the time between, let's just say, and let's use gunshots, shot one and shot two, whatever that might be, but 2 shots. We'll call them shot one and shot two. As they play in front of me, I can mark them. I see a finite time measurement. I can now, with an index point back in the video, I can go back to the video and say, oh, look, there's the same place that that sound is occurring in the video frames. Well, now since I have a known time from the sound, I can then begin to take that known time and back it up to the other shot. Now, a quick point of clarification. Sound does not travel absolutely perfect. Shorthand is basically for the time in this place, the time, the distance of 1,100 feet, which is about where this event was occurring. It would take sound about a second to travel. So if you were standing in the middle of all this, it might be half a second this way or half a second that way. So you make allowances for that, but you have to understand that sound isn't an absolute determiner. That's why you have to take all this in total when you're thinking about it. But that's part of the way that you index.
Now, in the course of your engagement in this case, you prepared a report which was labeled a supplemental report, Exhibit 141, correct?
That is correct.
And then because there was new videographic evidence found recently, you added to a supplemental, and that is Exhibit 141, correct?
Well, 141 is the supplemental, as at least what I have in my hand.
The preliminary is 139 and the sup is 141.
That is correct.
Okay. If I misspoke, I apologize. Yeah. And you also did a timesheet, which is Exhibit 142, correct?
Also correct.
Now, what I was looking from you was for the total time of events that happened on August 25th of 2020, beginning with what happened at Car Source 1, correct?
Part of the timings, that's my understanding, yes.
And I gave you what would be a known time where Kyle is on video stating friendly, friendly, friendly. And you synced that amongst other videos, correct?
You gave me a known location to look at. The time is estimated. And then what I did is using that as a start point, I actually found other places to sync and I worked backwards to that time.
And when you synced up all the different, not all the different videos, but the videos that you used in this case, you were able to get them to sync to what level?
In the first point, the sync points that I primarily use as points of reference. So just think about something that can be seen in a bunch of different things. So the sync points that I used was the high arc of the bag being thrown. You can see the different shadows and everything else. So from a video point, I was able to find that in a lot of different places, and I use that as a sync point. The other things from an audio standpoint is the gunshots. Now the gunshots can move as in depending on how far the person is away that's recording that sound. In these cases, it could be 150 feet is about a tenth of a second or a little bit more. So between the different things, I would say I have confidence in the different timings here, plus or minus a tenth of a second.
Now, and then I asked you to break down basically into several groups, but event number one, starting with friendly, correct?
Yes, sir.
What I would refer to as the transition from event one to event two, correct?
Yes, sir.
And then event number two from beginning to end.
With the beginning being from the first strike with what's been shown as a person with a rock-like object.
Okay. And then the end of event two would be defined as what?
The fourth shot by Kyle Rittenhouse.
And from the end of event two going on to end being what?
Are you asking the point in time or the actual measurement?
The actual act that ended your calculation.
So from the fourth shot by Kyle Rittenhouse in event two until the point where he's seen in the video raising his hands, I refer to that simply as surrender to the police.
And you used, in your calculations of time and video, you used 6 different videos?
I looked at all of them. I narrowed it down to the ones that are most relevant so I could keep the timings consistent.
So what you're saying is there's 100, and I'm throwing out a number, but over 100 different videos. Those are the 7 that you use to calculate these times and values.
Those are the primary ones, and then I validated them with the other ones.
Okay. Now, let's get started with that. The start of event number 1, do you have that available?
Yes. As in, do you want me to show it by video?
Yes.
Okay. So at this point, and understanding what this point is, this is from, if you can see on your screen, the parent file. This would be the point where friendly is heard within the soundtrack. And obviously we can play that as well. So.
Please.
Your Honor, I'm going to object. This is beyond the scope of the court's order.
This is all timing.
One of those 5-minute breaks in the library. Let's do that. Please, about what case. Mr. Bingham.
Your Honor, the court has signed an order that specifies the scope of Dr. Black's testimony. That order indicates that he is going to be allowed to testify to.
Is that good or bad?
On paragraph 19.
Is that an insult?
Preliminary report
or not an insult, a criticism, I mean?
In subsection 3A1. That subsection reads,
Page of the report, counsel.
Page 19, subsection 3A1. This pertains to the shots at Joseph Rosenbaum. That subsection reads, the 4 shots occur in approximately 1 second with the times in hundredths of a second of 0.26, 0.25, and 0.23 respectively between shots 1, 2, 3, and 4. The court has also ruled that the witness can testify as to the information contained on page 22 of his report in paragraph 4A and 4A1. That pertains to the timing of the shots in what counsel describes
I
as the
know, you
second
put it
event,
on top, and
where
the
the defendant
steam
shoots at
softens
the
the
unidentified
caramel in it.
individual, Mr. Huber, Mr. Grosskreutz. And there's some timing information there. I won't read it right now because it's a little bit longer. But the court's order is very specific that those are the items he can testify
I want
about
to go
with regard to
visit.
timing. There's another section of his
David.
report he can testify about that has to do with sense making, but right now he's being asked about timing. And we have a document which I guess is exhibit number 142 that was just presented to us this morning. It appears to have 31 different time entries on it. All of them, except for like 4 or 5 of them, are beyond the scope of the court's order. This document contains characterizations of behavior that this witness is not allowed to testify about.
I haven't seen the document.
Okay, so for example, he indicates with observation number 7.
Is there a copy? Go ahead, Mr. Rubin.
Observation number 7 is characterized by this witness as JR elevation change - lunge decision point. What I'm interpreting that is Joseph Rosenbaum's elevation change lunge decision point. This witness is not, by the court's order, allowed to testify as to what Mr. Rosenbaum was doing or his intent or anything like that. This was the subject of our motion hearing, and the court has excluded that.
Okay, Marty.
There's other characterizations too. For example, the
I'll be here next month.
reference observation point number 15 and 16, referring to people striking the defendant. Number 19, striking the defendant. Number 22, striking the defendant. Number 25, the gun of Gage Grosskreutz pointed towards the defendant. These are all things that the preliminary report that this witness offered talked about, but now we have ruled, or we've agreed, and the court has ordered that he's not going to be talking about those things. So the scope of this document, 142, is well beyond the court's order. What he's being asked right now, and when I objected, is beyond the court's order. What he is characterizing in this Exhibit 142 in terms of his interpretation of what various people in the case were doing or what their intent was or anything like that is beyond the scope of the court's order. So my understanding from the court's order was he'd be able to say gunshot 1,
Binger,
2, 3, and 4
pot meat
Rosenbaum
kettle.
happened in this amount of time. And then the second set of gunshots happened in this
What's
amount of time.
good for the goose
That's
is
it.
good for the
As
gander.
far as the timing, the court's order was very specific as to that. So when we're talking about friendly, or throwing the bag or things like that, that's outside of that time frame.
I'm using demonstrative evidence to show how he reached these times. And it's all evidence that's already been testified to and admitted. Some of the evidence has been enhanced, just like the state enhanced the bag, some of the other photos. He's a licensed, trained video specialist. He has the background, and we're showing the jury what he used to get these values. And that shows how he did it and the reliability of doing it. And I'm not worried about what Mr. Binger's talking about, the comments or anything like that. That's a way that he found the times. Your Honor, just time in relationship to video in this case is so important. yesterday afternoon, Mr. Binger spent much time cross-examining my client regarding those approximately 30 frames from the BG on the scene. And that was approximately a tenth of a second. And he spread it out. And what we're trying to do is show through video the true events of that night. And I believe it isn't with the court's order, because basically what we're looking at is an event, and the state can quibble with my time of when I started the event. They might say it's back 5-10 seconds before or whatever, but the total time of the event from friendly until he surrenders at the police car, 2 minutes and 55 seconds. The jury should know that. The events of each of the sub-events, the total time, the jury should know that. What happened between the two events, the jury should know that. They've been shown videos already of that.
Well,
If I may respond briefly.
yes, sir.
First of all, what counsel has just mentioned in terms of the overall timing is something he's free to play video and argue. The question is what this expert witness can testify to. The court has ordered specifically what he can and cannot testify to. Your order is one of limitation. It specifies the limits of what he can testify to. It's a fundamental notice issue, Your Honor. In his preliminary report, he didn't have information regarding the timing from friendly. That was a report from 3 months ago. We were not put on notice that there would be this testimony through this witness as to the timing of from the very beginning of all this to the very end. This Exhibit 142 is the first document we've received, and it was received today.
It was provided yesterday.
Don't interrupt. Don't interrupt.
It is the first document we've received from the defense pertaining to this witness with regard to the timing of the entire evening. It is beyond the court's order. We have not received proper notice as to this subject. I have no problem having this witness testify to observations 8, 9, 10, and 11. That is the exact scope of the court's order. Shot 1, shot 2, shot 3, shot 4. I have no problem with him testifying as to items, observations 20, 21, 23, and 26. Those are the 4 shots in the second incident with Grosskreutz, Huber, and the unknown assailant. That's exactly what this court limited him to. Those 8 observations on this sheet of paper. Everything else on this exhibit, which we just received, is beyond the scope of the court's order. We've not been provided notice of it. It wasn't in his original preliminary report. It is being sprung on us in the middle of trial. The court has ordered on this. We had a hearing on this.
You'll be in the cargo hold of the plane and you will die from hypothermia, Marty.
We talked about these limitations. There was an agreement among the parties as to these limitations, which led to your order, Your Honor. And now the defense is going around that order. And I object to that.
Your Honor, I asked the court to think back to what's happened procedurally in this case. That FBI video didn't come around until about 2 weeks before trial. The drone video didn't come back until during trial. And most of this work has been done over the last 2 days to catch up to those exhibits. I provided this exhibit yesterday afternoon when it was first provided. The only change to it is and was a typo, which actually inures to the state's benefit by adding approximately 9 seconds.
I quibble with counsel. The FBI video was made available to counsel over 3 months ago.
That is
I don't want to. You know what? I don't want to get into it. It's been argued about before, and then we laid it aside. And at this point, I don't think I want to get into that because it isn't going to be helpful to resolution of the issues that we're after in the case. And I'm looking for the order. What was the date of that order?
I think it was November 2nd, Your Honor, but I'll pull it up here.
I believe that order was drafted by Mr. Binger.
It was.
And
I submitted it to all parties. There was no objection to it. It was signed with no objection.
Okay. Um,
And then the video
Yeah.
came up after that.
okay, I am, here it is. All right, now I say the order without objection, without really giving it a lot of scrutiny. As you know, we try a lot of cases in here, and because it came in without objection, I signed it, thinking that it covered what I had envisioned at the time of the hearing. I will tell you what I had in mind when, and I haven't looked at if there is even a transcript in existence. I don't think so. But it certainly was my impression that we were talking about video of the entire episode, and not that it certainly in my mind was not limited to the specific numbers on this observation point list that you're talking about. Yeah, I'm a little bit challenged when you say, is there something that I'm saying that draws the face that you're making? Go ahead, say what you
I
want to
have to
say.
say, Your Honor, yesterday I was the target of your ire for disregarding your orders. Today, the defense is disregarding your order. I submitted that draft of that order to the defense. They had an opportunity to review it. They had an opportunity to object to it.
Don't piss off
We
the
do this
judge.
all the time in the court system. We submit proposed orders to the defense, to the other side, and to the court
Stop it.
for everyone to take a look at. If anyone had a change, an objection to that, if they wanted to expand it, there was plenty of opportunity to do so. There was no response whatsoever from the defense. They never came to this court and said, the proposed order is improper. Here is our version of the order. They never came to the court and said the proposed order needs to be amended in some way. They never responded at all, even though they had it, and even though they had plenty of opportunity to do so. They have every incentive to make sure that the court's order with regard to their expert witness is accurate. They have every incentive to make sure that that court order gives them the opportunity to get in all of the evidence through this expert that they feel they need to get in. Despite having that very powerful incentive, they did not object. They did not contact the court or me with any reaction to that order. You are the referee. The parties argue about things and you make a decision. We reached an agreement on this at the Dauber hearing.
I don't think on this issue.
I proposed this compromise, Your Honor.
specific,
I did, because there was some
Say what you
back and
want.
forth about the extent of the use of force issues and all that stuff. And I said, well, what about if we just agree, Dr. Black can talk about the timing of the shots and the sense making. And I then drafted this order. You gave the defense an opportunity to object. They didn't. You signed it. And my recollection, and again, I know you referenced the transcript, but in his preliminary report, Your Honor, all he talks about is the timing of the shots. In event 1, the 4 shots of Rosenbaum. In event 2, the shots against the unknown assailant Bieber. So
Yeah,
there's nothing further in his preliminary report about the extent of this entire time frame. This exhibit 142 goes well beyond his preliminary report from July 31st. It goes well beyond what we talked about at the Dauber hearing. It goes well beyond what we agreed to that day. And it goes well beyond this court's order.
If I understand correctly, what's being pursued by the state at this point is timing sequence for the time between the friendly and the surrender to the police, which he says is a total of 400 and some, or attempted surrender to the police, which he says is a total of 4 minutes and some seconds. All of which is, every second of which I think has been analyzed here in this courtroom. That was certainly my vision at the time we discussed all this, whether it was each part was specifically discussed in his preliminary report or not? That was my vision of what we were going to be hearing. And I guess the questions I have is, what is the prejudice to the state? Are you suggesting that what he's about to testify to, or may testify to, is going to be different with respect to the new periods of time than it is with respect to the particular periods that you identified in the order that you drafted? Or that's number one, as to whether there's prejudice to the state. Secondly, whether you think that there is some incongruity between the periods of time that might be more fully covered by the examination of the entire time period, because those are the principal issues. We're here, and you've practiced here. You were assigned here for quite a long time, some years ago, and I think that most people would say that I'm pretty open to. I want to have the whole thing presented to whomever is finding the facts, whether it's me or whether it's the jury. I want to know as much as possible rather than try to isolate particular things and say, well, that isn't. I told the story the other day about the judge from Madison.
Me too, Jill.
Who was tormented whether to grant a motion to dismiss a burglary case on failure of proof of venue, not just proof of venue, whether that municipality was in Dane County or not. And I think, really, are you really worried about this? I don't operate that way. Now, I'm not criticizing you for bringing up this issue. I think it's legitimate, but it's not something that sways my judgment in the case. And unless you can tell me that you have reason to believe that doctor is going to testify differently about some of these other time periods within that less than 5 minute period, or that you are somehow prejudiced by the late arrival of the report. And I don't want to say late, although, okay, that's fair.
Let's go. Talk faster.
Then I'm going to allow the testimony to be given.
If I may respond, Your Honor.
Please.
Yesterday.
Okay. We're going to stop. We're going to stop there. Peter Boyle. Yes, he was a monster in Young Frankenstein. He was also Raymond's dad on Everybody Loves Raymond. So you guys know my friend's Magic Adventures. It comes in the chat. And I'm on their live stream sometimes when they're in Disney. They did, I don't remember. They do these little, like, I'll do such and such if we get so many subscribers. So one of their subscriber goals, Mike said, I will shave off my beard and mustache. And Jen didn't want him to. I didn't want him to because he looks good with the beard and the mustache. So he did it. They got the subs and he shaved it off. And I was sitting there looking at him one day and I never realized before how much you look like Peter Boyle. And they were like, who was that? And he goes, yeah, somebody told me once that I look like that guy from, what's the name of that movie? Young Frankenstein. I was like, yeah, that's Peter Boyle. That he was the dad on Everybody Loves Raymond. And Jen goes, oh, yeah, I don't like him. He was mean. And I said, but you do. You look like Peter Boyle. And now every time I see Peter Boyle, I think of my friend Mike. And after that, I don't remember if we started watching this trial before that or not. But then the next time I saw Judge Schroeder, I was like, oh my God, he looks like Mike. He looks like Peter Boyle. So yes, he does. He looks like Peter Boyle. Okay. I think we're almost done with this trial. So, he was in an episode of the X-Files too. Clyde Bruckman's Final Repose was the name of the episode. If you want to look it up and watch it, They won an Emmy for that episode because of him. It was excellent. I have some suggestions for the next trial. I will do a post so you guys can throw out suggestions, and then I will take like 4 and then throw them in a poll. So Alex Murdaugh, Johnny Depp v. Amber Heard, the staircase murder, that is Michael Peterson, that his wife fell down the stairs. But then there's also a theory about an owl coming in the house and attacking her and killing her. The death of Michael Jackson. That would be the case against Conrad Murray. I think that's it. That's all I have written down. So those are my possibles for a future yeah, an owl. Yeah, an owl. Now, do you think that is something that could actually happen? An owl fly into the house and attack you to make you fall down the stairs and die. I think they live in North Carolina. Which a rural area, maybe not as rural as I am, but like they had he was an author. I forgot what she did. So they had a big house kind of out in the country. And yeah, that was one of the theories as to how there was also, he blamed it on her shoes. He's like, I kept telling her that her shoes was going to kill her one day or something like that. And he had 3 adopted kids along with, it wasn't his first wife. That's what I'm getting to right now. He had 3 adopted kids. He was in the service and he had a friend that he was really close to her and her kids. And she mysteriously died by falling down a staircase. And then he knew that he was in her will to take the kids if anything happened to her. I haven't watched it either, Jill. I'm thinking about watching it. Because what happened, there was so much evidence against him that he ended up taking an Alford plea, which is basically a guilty plea, but you're not admitting that you did it. And because he had been in jail for so long, he got time served. But there is a trial, and I have not watched the documentary yet. I just know from like short little things that I've watched about it, the story. And I think way back, there was a documentary, and I think the Netflix one has several parts or they've added on to it or something. I have no idea. No, but there's blood all over the wall. So, I don't know. But maybe we should do that one. You guys all sound interested in that one. But, yeah. He said that, and they think that the motive is because she had to do something for work. I forgot what she did. But anyways, she had gone upstairs and was using his desk and his laptop to do something for work. And he was, I guess, bisexual. And there was stuff on his computer and in his desk about guys that he was hooking up with. They're apparently, I don't know anything about it because I am straight as an arrow. But, and I mean, if that's your thing, whatever. But, there are apparently some guys that like love their wives and want to be married. And have kids and have a family, yet they still want to have sex with a guy occasionally, and they do that on the side. And some people are fine with that, but apparently she wasn't, and they had a fight over it, and then she ended up dead. And he says she fell down the stairs. First it was because of his shoes, and then it was because of an owl, and but I'll do a little post if you guys have. I don't know if I should do the poll first or make a place for you to make suggestions first. Okay, so now we're going to go to the Banfield trial, which I think is back in session today. I don't know if we'll ever get caught up with the live, but we're going to try. I think they're on day 9 and we're on day 4. I know we're like 3 minutes. Yes, I know. Okay, guys, I'll see you over there in a minute.